Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are excited to share that on February 5th, we are launching the new release of File Analysis Suite Data Discovery 3.4. If you are new to File Analysis Suite, no worries. I will give you a quick overview before we will talk about our upcoming release. We're going to talk about the key features and then we will dive into details. Top challenges faced by many organizations are: number one, multiple regulation to comply. As you already know, every company is now a data company. In some cases, a global company is actively working to comply with 50 privacy laws or more at once. Our product File Analysis Suite provides a framework for handling information in a way to simplify the complexity of managing and complying with multiple regulations at once. Number two, data is everywhere. If you ask your customer where is your data located, answer most probably will be everywhere, in multiple locations, on file servers worldwide, in Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, Office 365, on cloud, on laptop. File Analysis Suite supports a vast array of repositories and analyzes data in place without the need to move data around. Number three, complexity of unstructured data itself. File Analysis Suite with underlying Micro-Focus idle technologies provide built-in, out-of-box grammars and entities across major economic regions. Example, if an organization is a global company and are looking for bank account numbers as a sensitive data element, in File Analysis Suite, out of the box, we provide patterns in multiple countries format, such that US bank account pattern, UK, Germany, and so on. Our contextually aware AI pattern matching reduces false positive, and with the configurable rules for tagging sensitive data, it results in greater accuracy. Unlike our competition who normally do simple pattern search, and that results in high number of false positives. Number four, data is not static. Purchasing history 20 years ago, certainly, no more has any value, business value, versus a customer credit card information, a current customer credit card information. In our product, you can act on the data based on its life cycle and apply appropriate controls. You can move it, encrypt it, put on legal hold as part of record management, delete redundant old history data as an obsolete data or trivial data, and you can achieve compliance and avoid penalties. And lastly, tremendous growth in unstructured data, or in general, the data volume itself. 5 to 10 years ago, 250 terabyte was a lot of data, but now customers are dealing with 2 petabyte of data. Consumers trust companies that protect their data, and File Analysis Suite helps to protect the sensitive data and to gain customer trust and loyalty. The underneath technology of File Analysis Suite is a modern technology, microservices-based architecture designed for the cloud, providing instant project startup and automatic scaling. In short, File Analysis Suite help organizations with evolving regulation changes, reducing risk by finding, protecting, and securing this sensitive and high-value data. This release is focused on data protection and risk assessment. Just like our previous releases that were focused on data minimization around redundant, trivial, and obsolete data analysis and minimizing storage footprint, and the release prior was focused on data privacy readiness, PII detection. File Analysis Suite Data Discovery 3.4 product highlights. Protect sensitive data. It's our first integration with Smart Cipher. Ability to protect data with Smart Cipher transparent, persistent endpoint encryption policy. That means that from File Analysis Suite, now you have a protect activity to apply protection on the sensitive data using smart cipher policies. Random sampling. Organizations are looking to embark on these unstructured data discovery projects, prioritizing to know where to go next and where are the risky hotspots. It will not only help our customers but also our partners who are interested in running short-term consulting engagement, where they can do some ROT analysis, some random sampling, and write report on risk assessment, and give some suggestions where their customers should go next. Now you can migrate data to file system and govern as part of your regular day-to-day data management. And with this enhancement, we are effectively supporting any targets on the SIFT's protocol. We will go into details in a minute. In this release also, we have extended support to additional regions such as Brazil, Japan, South Africa, Switzerland, Taiwan, and other countries. And we have introduced more entities with the support of IDLE technology version 12.7. Now we will do a deeper dive into details. Data protection, secure in place. A data privacy officer or a compliance manager can now protect our identified sensitive data within File Analysis Suite and ensure data in use is protected at source using Voltage Smart Cipher transparent file encryption directly inside File Analysis Suite. And this ensures data protection beyond the boundaries of the network and secure information sharing. In order for FAS to work with Smart Cipher, the Smart Cipher crawler must be installed on all data discovery processing agents, host machines in a cluster. The Smart Cipher REST API must be installed and available to all data discovery processing agents host machines. Once you have installed, you can connect to the existing file protection Smart Cipher application in FAS using the file protection menu option systems. And once it's done, the Smart Cipher rules will be pulled into the File Analysis Suite. Once the file protection has been configured in Connect, you can apply these Smart Cipher policies directly to the confidential documents in the Manage. Please note Smart Cipher endpoint licenses need to be purchased separately. Random sample scan. In most organizations, data stored in a repository is related to a specific business purpose. Now, a chief compliance officer or a privacy manager can sample a subset of data during the early stages of data discovery to assess, highlight, and prioritize repositories and dataset that contains higher concentration of sensitive data. As an example, you want to sample 5% of the data sources that is comprised of your repositories in SharePoint and file systems in North America. Based on the review of the data gathered from the sampling analysis, you can see that a significant amount of personal information is in your SharePoint repository, but nothing is in your file system. You can now focus your time and resources on your SharePoint repository because you found your sensitive data there and you don't need to worry about file system as part of your phase 1 risk assessment. As you can see here, the compliance officer can select the sampling rate and view the average or approximation of the documents that will be sampled, and then the analysis will happen on the sample data, and they don't need to do the full content analysis as part of their initial assessment. The privacy officer and compliance manager also has access to now a new dashboard called Estimated Sensitive Data, and they can quickly identify risky hotspots in the data. Insight is based on estimating the full risk of total repository based on the results from content analysis of a random sample of a repository. So we are doing an estimation based on the sample result found. We think this feature will help both our customers and partners in a short-term data discovery engagement, as well as to speed up their prioritization of risk assessment process by sampling a percentage of document. That is not all. The data reviewer also can now act on a sample content using sample document option on the content page. It will enable a reviewer to review a random sample selection of a subset of a workbook before approving execution of an action. In a nutshell, for data risk assessment, there is no more need for a full content scan. It will reduce scan time and sample a subset of data during the early stages of data discovery. And also it will simplify and speed up the review process. New target support for file system. A compliance officer can now archive or consolidate data directly to a file system location for the purpose of migrating and governing data in a secure location. Previously, you can only send this data to Micro Focus Content Manager, but now you can send it to file system. And with this enhancement, we are now effectively supporting any target on the SIFTS protocol, meaning you can migrate or archive to S3 or OES with appropriate file gateways. As I shared earlier, now we support IDLE 12.7 version. We are now providing improved and expanded grammar entities experience to our customers to help know the data and to comply with regulatory requirements and standards across the business. Out of the box, grammars cover major global regulation, including GDPR, CCPA, KVKK, and other worldwide regulations in South America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, a few. So we have added new entity devices, as well as we have extended support to countries like Brazil, Japan, South Africa, Switzerland, Taiwan, added national ID and entity for 16 plus countries, added date of birth language support for African languages. We have also added a functionality of term list. Now data admin can define and import their own term lists to help refine custom grammar specific to their organization, just they were in the previous release were able to do with tags. And in the grammar entities, now they can do multi-language filter selection. Let's talk about some other enhancements. In Manage and Analyze, now we have added a filter so that you can easily search the files that have been protected within FAS or are sensitive but needs protection. In Manage or as part of the research, once the documents are selected, the user could add to the existing workspace. In our previous release, they were able to add them to a new workspace, but now they can add to any existing workspaces. And we have simplified the duplicate view on the metadata tab itself. If during the ROT analysis, if the duplicate documents have been found, you can view the copies. We have also simplified the content viewing page, make it easy in a multiple click, you can get the different views. We are continuously improving the user experience, and in this release, we have added more insight to understand the impact of the actions performed in the workspace. As you can see now, the compliance officer can analyze the status of actions where the protected action was taken or the percentage of documents where the target action or send to target was done. The key difference with the categories as compared to the previous version is in this new Analyze, now they have an option to compare the value of the workbook items against the whole workspace. I repeat, you can now compare the value of the workbook items against the whole workspace. Previously, it was just the share items. If a compliance officer by mistake has closed a workspace, now we have given the option to reopen it and continue his work. The other functionality that we have added is there is no more need to manually update the page. So if the processing is complete, this auto refresh lets you see the status while in progress. And now we save your last preference, viewed preference. When you log in, it remembers what you did last. The other connect enhancement is now you can see the details on the destination page for easy access. Agent enhancements. We're also continuously improving the experience for all personas. This is for system admin. They have access to the user information and now are able to sort by all the columns as highlighted by the blue star in the processing UI. And we support OAuth authentication. Please note the agents needs to be upgraded from 3.3 to 3.4. In summary, our customers are facing challenges from multiple fronts with evolving workload wrangling enterprise data across multiple repositories in cloud on-premises and complying with global regulations and trying to contain the cost associated with managing and securing sensitive data. The file analysis suite is ideally suited to meet these challenges. Built on cloud-first, multi-tenant SaaS solution, FAS Data Discovery is built to scale, drive operational efficiency through data analytics and intuitively identify risk while reducing the total cost of compliance. And these new capabilities that we have added will enable organizations to meet their privacy, security, compliance, and data management needs as a holistic approach. As you know, privacy, security, compliance, they're highly interrelated, and unified goals are required to protect the data. For the complete list, please refer to our release notes on our documentation page. We have reached the end of the presentation. As you have noticed that we are probably doing 2 to 3 releases every year. If you have any feedback, we would like to hear from you. Please send your questions via the community site, or you can always contact Jason Boswell or me, Sonia Arora, directly. Thank you for listening.